ladies and gentlemen, now today the first of the 4 roadmaps for the future of Marvel Contest of Champions has been revealed, and today we got so much to talk about, man. This one is concerning the future of quests and challenges in the game, and there's a lot of unknown information in this one that is announced for this, man, especially like 2 things toward the bottom that I'm very, very excited about. But first up, we've got Variant 5, so just to go over the headlines, Variant 5, there are also massive nerfs, and I mean huge nerfs coming to Act 6, the champion boss fight being absolutely butchered, and also attack values are going like down by a crazy amount. Like in Act 6.4, they're looking at a 40 to 60% reduction for fights outside of boss fights, but then the bosses themselves, aside from the Grand Master, are going down by 60 to 75% attack, and that is very, very well justified, man. There are some silly boss attack values, so I'm glad to see those being absolutely nuked. And also on top of that, they're going to be revisiting pain point boss fights, so hopefully Mr. Sinister, and also various encounters on certain paths as well that are incredibly niche. And then going down a little bit more, we've got a bit of a teaser in terms of the design of kind of Act 7 or Book 2 Chapter 1, as well as kind of like what they're planning to do for the reward structure, because they want to do it like a little bit differently to what's done before, and that all seems to be pretty damn good. And then going down a little bit further, we've got a bit on Cavalier difficulty as well, which is going to be coming at the start of next month. It's kind of going to be a ramp up to Cavalier difficulty. So the goal with Cavalier difficulty is that the completion is meant to be easier than the exploration. So if you've like just got Cavalier, you should be able to do the completion, but for exploration, that's going to give you some T5CC fragments and hopefully a load of really good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for it. So completion rewards are going to help you get your 5-star champions to rank 5, and exploration are going to be for, I assume, kind of ranking up 6-star champions there. So yeah, the release dates for Cavalier stuff, we've got July. Again, this is going to be like Cavalier beta testing for a few months. So in July, it's going to be called Canadian difficulty. August, it's going to be called Herald difficulty. And September, it's going to be called Cavalier difficulty. So the Canadian one, I think, is going to arrive, I think it's like next week, I think, with the launch of the new event. So yeah, we're going to have this really soon, the kind of first look at what Cavalier difficulty might look like. But again, they're allowing it a couple of months to get it right. So again, July and August, it might be a little bit rocky, but hopefully they've learned a lot of good stuff, and that stuff is applied to the release of these 2 new, you know, Cavalier difficulties, and all of the future ones that shall be coming up. They also talk about a rewards boost to earlier acts as well, improved Act 2 rewards. There's a lot of stuff regarding Act 2 rewards. I don't think like too many people care about Act 2 rewards, but there is a lot of stuff about it, man. There's a lot of stuff about it if it's your first couple of days playing the game. And then moving down a little bit further, we've got a section on Beyond the Quest. So there are going to be 4 new soundtracks coming to the contest with the release of Book 2, and I imagine this is going to coincide somewhat with the release of Realm of Champions. So there's going to be new battle music, there's going to be new boss music. Dude, I freaking love boss music. I hope this is bad, mate. I hope it is bad, boys. I'm really looking forward to it. Also a new quest exploration track. Also a new champion selection track as well. So yeah, that's coming. Also, toward the end of July, there are going to be 5 weeks of boss rushes. So it looks like completing each week grants you an unlock item required to participate in the final week. So if you do like what is it? I imagine like 4 of these boss rushes, then you combine everything together, then you can unlock the Omega one, which is going to be a super difficult boss rush. Hopefully has really good rewards as well. So yeah, that seems pretty damn awesome there. And to finally top the stuff off that's going to be coming this summer, there's going to be this insanely hard challenge called the Summer of Pain. So as if the summer didn't have enough, we're designing a brand new challenge for the best of the best MCOC players, something for those that have blasted through all of Act 6 6, beat the Abyss of Legends while on vacation, oi oi, and treat variants like a stroll along the beach. In response to these feats and to deliver challenges that will test your sanity, we're working on something that may make you question life itself. The strongest, most fearsome and finger-breaking difficulty fights from all across the contest will return, but with unique roster requirements, smaller teams, and new ways to play them. So yeah, this is going to be like a crazy challenge for like the 0.1%. This is just going to be pure pain, man. Something for people that have done 100% Abyss of Legends, but yeah, I'm excited for it. It should be really fun. But I'm really excited because there's loads of stuff to look forward to in the next couple of months now. We got Summer of Pain, we got 5 boss rushes, we got Cavalier difficulty, we got Variant 5. It just feels like it's been a few months since we've had something to really look forward to, and now we got all of this stuff, and the Act 6 nerf, and also like all of the other stuff that's going to come with all the additional blog posts as well. So going back to some of the earlier points to elaborate in a bit more detail, because again, there's so much information to dive into here. We're going to start off by talking about Variant 5. So Variant 5 is Blood and Venom, and that's going to be released in August as part of the 28.0 build. And they say that they're happy to report, while we were originally scaling back on releasing variants, we've taken a swerve and are getting them back into the roadmap in a more focused way. I don't understand why they were ever, like, you know, why they were like pump the brakes on variants. Like, every variant that's come out has been better than the last. They were going in a really good direction. The feedback was always overwhelmingly positive. Aside from like Variant 4 having a very specific like 1-star like Hulk requirement to get through one lane in the final chapter, that was the only thing. But overall, like, you know, 95% of the variant feedback, very positive. So I don't know why they weren't just scaling them back in the first place. Just a bit weird to read, but I'm glad they're back on track. So this one is going to be Blood and Venom. They're going to be champion requirements. You know, there's a champion requirement theme in all of the variants, but, you know, that's what makes them a bit fun, bit different there. So there's also a little bit of a teaser as to who you might want to bring for this variant. Again, you probably want to wait until it's out to see who are the best characters, but as for who, I can tell you for sure that the man of the hour, so I assume this is Venom, his greatest rival, I assume this is Carnage, and the hero who hunted him should all be present on your front line, or someone like them anyway. So I imagine for this variant, man, it's going to be based around Spider-Verse characters being really buffed up and exciting. So yeah, I can't wait for that. That sounds like a really cool time. So we've got that in August, which is coming up soon now, man. We've got like a month and a half to the release of that. Got a little bit of Cavalier difficulty to tie us over. So yeah, I'm very excited for the release of Variant 5. I think that's going to be awesome. So the champion boss fight is getting a nerf. We talked about this a little bit earlier. So damage taken from the nullify in the main event phase will be reduced from 10% to 2%. So that is a penalty that you have, and you just take like loads of damage. It's not really like too big, but it's an annoying bit about the fight. So I'm glad that's been toned down. Also, block penetration for the champion is going to be reduced by 50%. I don't know if that's like a flat 50% or like 50% off what it is at the moment, but either way, it's going down a pretty substantial amount, which is great to see. Also, the dexterity requirements in the final phase are going to be reduced from 5 to 3, so I think that is a fair adjustment to the fight. It's still going to be you know, a little bit tricky in that phase as well, but also keep in mind that the attack value of the champion boss as well, I assume, is going to be going down a fair bit as well with all of the attack adjustments, and also the no retreat buff node is being removed, so that's a really good time for anybody going 100%, because that path sucks, man, especially with the Morning Star nerf. So yeah, very happy to see that's being removed. So yeah, Act 6 Chapter 4 attack values are being reduced by 40 to 60% all across the board, and then 6.3, 6.2, 6.1 are also going to be scaled down accordingly. So probably big cuts to a lot of these stuff in 6.3 and 6.2, I would assume. And then also attack values for final bosses in Chapter 4 are going to be scaled down by 60 to 75%. So they go from average 22k to 6.5 to 10k on average. Again, much more manageable in comparison. And also final bosses in 6.3, 6.2, and 6.1 are also going to be scaled down on top of that value accordingly. So if you really look at like all of the stuff that attack influences, because it influences a lot of interaction interactions when it comes to block and all sorts of crazy stuff. This attack reduction, man, I think is going to make a world of difference when it comes to the enjoyment of Act 6. I'm really, really excited to get back into Act 6 and just have a little bit of fun once all these adjustments are made. But also, they do realize outside of attack values, there are a lot of pain point boss fights and also path fights. So they're gonna hear from the players, and they're gonna select a group of 20 to 30 summoners from across the battle realm, do a bit of a focus group, yeah, take a look at the forums to see how you can get involved. But they're very open to taking feedback from the community, and hopefully a lot of nodes are going to be deleted. I hope that the Mr. Sinister fight is toned down, and that Poison and Fury requirement node is no longer there, and it's just like a regular poison node. I think that'd be a great adjustment to that encounter, because that Mr. Sinister is still a really annoying roadblock for a lot of players. So I look forward to that one being a little bit butchered down there. So yeah, all of that stuff is going to be in the works, but I think it might not be until like a little bit later this year. So I don't think we really have like a time frame on exactly when we're going to get that stuff, because again, there's going to be a lot of adjustments, but also they say there is going to be some form of compensation that they're exploring for anybody that's already completed and explored Act 6. So yeah, they need a little bit more time to formulate the exact details on that, but the good news is Act 6 is getting nerfed to the ground, so just keep that in mind. I would say if you're a player that, you know, hasn't already done it, get Cavalier, unlock Cavalier difficulty, and then, you know, if you're not too fussed about it, you run into a lot of problems, probably just wait till the nerf. I would I think is probably the best option there. So Book 2 Chapter 1. So there's a lot of stuff to kind of break down here, but what they're looking to do essentially is have path-based rewards will be added to Book 2 to fill the gap between completion and exploration, and fights are going to be designed to reward optimal play rather than punish suboptimal play. So fun buffs in comparison to just like punishment and these annoying nodes just absolutely everywhere. So I like that is the core ethos there as well, and also they've made a few additional commitments about kind of the design of Act 7, if you will. So the energy cost to complete a path in Book 2 will never exceed 70 energy. The time required to complete a path is reduced as part of reducing the scope of quest paths, and RPG requirements for fights will be loosened to open up some more avenues for counterplay. So all of this stuff is great because Act 6 got very, very specific in terms of its requirements and counters. You know, you got like Acid Wash Mysterio and like, you know, 40 other fights that you could give it as an example. So yeah, that's really, really good. They're also talking about new gameplay for champion swapping in Book 2 inspired by Incursions. So there might be points in future story content, like maybe before bosses or certain fights where you can swap in and out champions. So I love that. I think that tech that they added in Incursions is really, really awesome. And also story quests are also going to feature multiple final bosses for more choice and less repetition, because the worst thing in the world is like, you know, certain stuff in 6.2 is when you do the quest and there's like a really annoying boss like Mr. Sinister, and then it's like, oh, I've got to fight this guy like, you know, 7 or 9 more times. So that seems cool on paper. I'm glad that they are finally starting to acknowledge a bit more that fighting the same boss like over and over and over again, especially when it's a really annoying boss, is just not very fun. So yeah, that's great, man. That's really, really good as well. Also, they talk about reducing player mental load, and this is really a thing when it comes to like later Act 6. You really need to carefully plan out your path and exactly who you're gonna, you know, use to counter what. There's just so much planning to do with like every little direction, and if you miscalculate, you can get really deep into a path and then not have a counter for a certain fight. So yeah, that's definitely one of the very annoying things about Act 6 at the moment. But I think like champion swapping as well at certain points, like midway through the quest, maybe before the boss, if they had options to do that, that'd be great. That'd be really, really awesome. And it just also rewards players with kind of bigger built out rosters. And at the end of the day, Kabam being a business, they want to sell lots of crystals, sell lots of champions, so that you have like loads of different characters that can counter all sorts of different stuff. So yeah, I'm excited by some of the core stuff stuff here. Also, they're going to have a new system which signposts difficulty for paths, so it's going to tell you which ones, you know, intended to be easier paths, which ones are more difficult, and also expect fewer buffs on the majority of encounters, with simpler buffs being applied. Again, there's so much reading to do if there's like, what is that, a global node, and then like 4 to 5 nodes on every single fight, so that is great, man. That's really, really good there. And also challenge players with bosses. So the Grandmaster, as they probably know, was insane. It's the best fight, man. The Grandmaster is just a fight well above like anything else in this game. But final bosses are being designed as standalone experiences that will rely less on niche RPG counters and hard skill requirements. Having multiple final bosses per quest will allow us to scale their difficulty and vary their challenges to keep the quest fresh for replays. So yeah, I think this is a bit more to do with like general boss design. But yeah, the Grandmaster, the core of that fight, every boss fight, that's what we need, boys. That is what we need for sure. And then yeah, just loads of stuff about Cavalier difficulty. So that's going to be coming. We talked about kind of the base stuff there, the release date. And aside from that, I don't think there's really anything else to go into too much detail on. Again, if you do want to find out a bit more about everything that we've discussed in today's video, a link to the forum post will be in the description. But overall, I can say I'm really excited about the next couple of months, man. I'm really, really pumped to get back into Marvel Contest of Champions. It's been nice taking a bit of a step away from the game, because I feel like it's made me like even more excited to kind of jump back in and play, especially with all of this stuff coming. I feel like I might be a bit rusty, so I need to practice, man. But I didn't do too badly when I was recording the old Hitmonkey video the other week. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. There's so much stuff coming, you know, in the next couple of months. I think we've got Summer of Pain, we've got 5 boss rushes, we've got Cavalier difficulty, we got Variant 5, and then after that, we've probably got the Act 6 nerf, and also, you know, a little bit later this year as well, Book 2 Chapter 1, and I imagine hopefully a few more other things in the mix as well, because they do talk about wanting to ideally release like Variant 6 if they can find the time before the end of this year. So yeah, the future, like content-wise, is once again, is looking a little bit spicy, man. It's looking a little bit bright. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to bring to the table. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you like this post? Was there something missing that you really wanted to see them acknowledge? Let me know. But aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, if you did enjoy today's breakdown, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.